is Jaree of the Jareem Life, and I am so glad that you're here. Welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for being a member of my community. Before we get started, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell so you don't miss any notifications, like, and drop any type of comment that you would like on this video. Today I'm going to show you how I got this look. Just I wouldn't say natural, but kind of a natural glam. I was just I was just going for it. I decided what I was gonna do literally in the middle of doing it. So here is the finished result. And just keep watching and I'll get right into how I got this look. All right, so we're ready to get started. I am starting here with my bare face and my bonnet on. Just want to say really quickly, I am not a professional makeup artist. I just enjoy doing my own makeup. So this is how I do things. All right, I'm prepping my face here with the NYX Bear With Me spray. It is a primer, setter, refresher, all in one. Then I'm just, waving my hands a little bit here, let it air dry. I like to start with my eyebrows. So this brush that I am showing you here, it's a little angled brush on the end. And there's a spoolie on the end, and it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush 7B. And I will make sure I link all the products names in the description box below. And then next I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow and Pomade in Ebony. These tools are my favorite go-tos for my eyebrows. Like love them. So there's that, my popular opinion. So as you can see here, I'm just dipping a little bit. I like to start a little bit further than where my eyebrow begins. And don't judge me here, my eyebrows are not perfectly groomed. And that's because I am attempting to let my eyebrows grow out. I've been plucking these things since the 7th grade, like when it was cool to shave off, pluck your whole eyebrow, and then draw it back on with that one skinny little pencil. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with here. But here I just do like tiny strokes to create like a hair like, resemblance right there. And I start obviously with the bottom line. I'm creating those hair-like strokes so that I can find the place where I want to outline the top of my brow. Just depending on the look I'm going for, where I put the top line, like if I'm doing something like dramatic or bigger, that all depends where the lines go. And so after I get the outline of my brow, I like to fill in the tail first because that's going to be the darker part. And then I will slowly but surely fill in the rest of my brow. And when I get to the front there, I like to be really careful, go back to those hair-like strokes, give that more of a natural look at the front of the brow. And that's pretty much my method there. So here I'm just filling in all the spaces, any spaces that there are, and just evening it out. Don't mind me there, I was just checking in the mirror. And so yeah, I'll just continue to do that here. And then I will move right along to my second eyebrow. And here I'm going to speed things up just a tad, just because I'm doing the exact same thing on this brow. And it's important to remember that your eyebrows are, is it cousins and not sisters? Or is it sisters and not twins? Either way, the point here is your eyebrows aren't going to be exactly the same. So just don't stress about that. They're supposed to look alike. They're supposed to resemble, but they're not going to be exactly alike. Important to note. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing on this brow and Now I am going to conceal my eyebrows, or kind of like give them that shape, with this LA Pro concealer. It's my favorite. I don't care what kind of concealer I have, like different kinds. I like different kinds, but I will always have LA Pro concealer. It's just thebomb.com. You can get it at any beauty supply store. That one is in the shade Fawn. And then this is my Anastasia Beverly Hills brush number 20. It's a flat brush, and here I'm just going to go underneath my brow and kind of just clean it up a bit. And as you'll see later on in the video, I am using the shade Fawn concealer under my eye because I'm going to do a bright look, or use a brighter colored eyeshadow. And then I'm going to use something different at the top of my brows. So this is just something, just depending on the look that I'm going for or what I'm doing, depends on like the shade of concealer I use, and the shade of concealer I use, or whether or not I use foundation. That's what I was thinking, whether or not I use foundation instead. So I've kind of outlined my brow, and now I'm just using the flat brush to blend the concealer into my eyelid. And here I have the foundation that I'm using. It's the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1. And I'm just going to put a little of that on my hand, just like I did the concealer. And this is where I was talking about, I'm going to, because I don't want that super dramatic, like outlined look of my eyebrows, I'm just going to use my foundation that I'm going to use on the rest of my face and outline the top of my eyebrow. So on days when I'm just going for more of a natural look, like maybe where I don't wear any eyeshadow, or I just wear eyeliner, or I just do my eyebrows and my lashes, I tend to just outline my eyebrows with the foundation that I'm wearing. So here it's important for me I don't like to completely outline that top of the brow, that front top of the brow. I try to make sure I get from the middle to the end, and then kind of just leave that front of the brow like for a more natural look. And blend, blend, blend. A secret to makeup is you can never blend too much. Just when you've thought you've blended enough, blend some more. So here now I am putting some more of that LOA Pro Concealer on my eyelids. Whew, I know my skin is a little rough right about now. I'm working on it. I'm trying to adjust some things and see what's going on with my face. So stay tuned for that stuff. But here I am putting the LA Pro Conceal on my eyelids, because I really want that color to, well, I'm kind of just priming my lids. I'm not using an eyeshadow primer, which I would. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you don't have eyeshadow primer, your concealer will work just fine. And if I was doing like a super bright look, I would use like a white concealer that I have. So now I've got that all evened out. I'm going to take this brush. It doesn't have a name. I don't know where I got it, but hey, it works. And now here's my Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I'm going to use my transition color right here just to get everything started. Oops, I lied to you. This color right here for my transition color. Just to get everything going. I start like right there in the middle of my eye. Just place it on there and blend, blend, blend. And that's just to build up the color. You don't want to just throw whatever color you're going to be wearing just straight on your eye. You want to build it up, like build up the anticipation, type of thing. No? Okay. But yeah, so like I said, you just want to blend, blend, blend. And the focus area is that mid part, but I am going to blend all the way up into the arch of my brow. Just blend there. I don't place it. All right, now that the transition color is all nice and blended, I'm going to take the other end of that same brush, that same no-name brush, and now I'm going to place the outer color using the Dose of Diva Color Drip Palette. It is amazing. The pigments and the shades are popping. So I'm just going to take this fuchsia looking color here. I'm going to put it on the outer corner of my eye. So I always usually try to start making a triangle, and it doesn't usually end up staying like a triangle. But the focus point here is it helps me focus on the outer part of my eyelid. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm building it up, building it up. I probably apply like about 2 to 3 coats, and then I start blending. Now I have this brush from Eco Tools. Don't know the name or number of it, but now I'm going to blend, blend, blend. So I'm going to blend like around the edges, kind of sharpen those rough edges where I put the transition color in the crease, and kind of blend the outer color into the inner part of my eyelid. And remember, blend, blend, blend. And right here, I'm just going to do another layer. So that's how I like to do it. Like, do a layer, blend it out, do another layer if need be, blend it out. You know, just whatever works for you. But definitely, probably for me, 2 to 3 layers, just to make sure that the color really pops. And then here I'm just showing you kind of what it looks like so far. Now I'm going to take the Dose of Diva palette again, and I'm going to pick this bright pink color up here at the top, and that's going to be the color I use on my inner lid. So I am using a different brush. It's a no-name brush, but it still has that flat kind of tip, and that's where I'm going to place, that's what I'm going to use to place the eyeshadow in the inner lid. So it's kind of going to be the same process here, just not going to be in the same place. I'm just going to put a layer, blend, put a layer, blend. Now here I'm just going to take the brush that I was blending with and just blend everything all out. I'm going to blend that, like I said, the sharp lines and the creases. I'm going to blend from the inner eyelid to the outer eyelid. And please forgive me, y'all. This is my first little makeup video, and I had to use the mirror over there. The mirror's over there. I got to figure out how I'm going to be able to do my makeup in the phone. So just bear with me, but that's what's happening here. So yeah, just blending it all out, blending it all out, blending it all out. You don't want any sharp edges at all. So now that I've repeated that process a few times, I pretty much have the look I'm going for on my eyelids. I'm going to use this Pacifica Pineapple Quench. It's like a mattifying primer. I have super oily skin, so totally works for me. And then I'm going to use that same foundation I showed you earlier, the Milani Conceal and Perfect. And I'm almost out of it, so it doesn't pump out of the bottle anymore, and that's just fine. We're going to use the bottom of the thing and get that foundation on my face, okay? Here I'm using the original Beauty Blender. I didn't show you that part. And I also sprayed it with some of the NYX spray before I started blending it. And I'm just going to blend it out here. Still using the LA Pro Concealer. Now I'm going to conceal / highlight, whatever you want to call it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to get the areas under my eyes. I'm going to get like the bridge of my nose, a little of my forehead, and my chin. Not like my chin, but my chin. And when doing this, I like to make sure that's real smooth. It's almost as if it's like you're laying it with the applicator, and then you're just going to blend out the outside area. So you want to make sure it's a smooth thing that we got going on here. Now with my beauty blender, I am going to, like I said, start blending around the edges. And Yes, I have several beauty blenders. Sometimes I use different ones for foundation. Sometimes I use a brush for my foundation. Sometimes I use the same one. It's just whatever works for me at the time. So, yeah, like I said, this is how I like to do my makeup, and there's no rules or anything, just in case anyone had any questions about that. Then after I get the concealer all blended out, I'm going to use the Juvia's Place, which I love, love, love. I Am Magic setting powder. Like I said, I'm going to put everything in the description box because I am not about to butcher the pronunciation of what shade this is. So, like I said, I'm using the same beauty blender because I did not feel like going in the other room to get all my other ones. But I'm just going to, I don't usually bake. I do sometimes, but I'm just going to kind of press the setting powder into the concealer just to get it set. So everywhere that I put the concealer, I'm going to set it with the Juvia's Place setting powder. Now that that's all done, next up, I'm going to use LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Chestnut, I believe, and do a little contouring. Now, this is no professional contouring job. This is just kind of to even things out. So I go under where I did the highlight on my cheeks and under eyes, and then just contour my nose just to kind of even everything out there. I'm not really going for the super, like, oh my gosh, change the shape of, my stuff here. I just want to even everything out. Just blend that out. And then when I start blending the contour on the cheekbone, I make sure that I blend up to kind of blend in with the highlight. Next up for me is blush. I'm just gonna link that Luxie brush down in the comments. And then I just love everything Juvia's Place, but that's the Saharian blush palette. I'm gonna mix things up a bit here and see how it goes. So, that's me thinking. I think that was the first combo I chose, and I think I didn't like that. So I just went over it with some more colors in there. Whatever works for you is what you do. Now that I'm all done with my blush, I'm moving on to eyeliner. It's the Essence Super Last eyeliner. I'm going to do a wing today. So it's easier for me to do a wing with the kind of applicator like that. I don't know the technical name for it, but that's what works for me. I start at the bottom there and go out, and then I bring my wing back in and then just fill it in. Super hard to do when I'm trying to make sure that you can see it in the camera and I can see it in the mirror. Whew. But hey, there we go. I got that thing going. Now I'm just going to attempt to do the same thing on my other eye, starting from the bottom, bringing that wing back in, and then just filling in from the inner corner of the eyelid. But the interesting thing here that happened is I made my left eye, so on your right side, I made that wing a little thicker than the other. So what I ended up doing was just going back into the other eye and making that one thicker. It's like you're going to make mistakes, but it's just all about how you find a way to fix them. And here I'm going to clean up the eyeliner a little bit. So I'm going to use the little of the leftover concealer that's on my hand. And on that left eye, the one that was thicker, I'm going to clean up the bottom of the brow there, just kind of even out the line. So that's what I could have done if I wanted to just make that one thinner like the other one. But I really did not feel like fighting that battle. I took the easy way out. And now I'm going to use this Profusion matte lip liner in the shade Fantasy. And I'm going to line these big old soup coolers of mine that I love very dearly. You know, I used to get made fun of for having such big lips. And now people pay for these. But anywho, so I'm just gonna outline my lips. I'm lining more than just the line of my lips. I'm gonna come in a little bit more because I want my lips to mostly be this color, and then I'm gonna touch the inside just a little bit with the actual lip color. And then next up, I am using the NYX Powder Puff Lippy, and that's in the shade Squad Goals. Okay. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna get a little on the inside of my lips there. I mean, you could call this an ombre if you want, but yeah, it works for me. And then for lashes, I'm using my own lashes that I used to sell. The line was Lavish Luxe Lashes in the style Rich. I don't like really sell them anymore, but I still got plenty on deck. So that's what I'm using today. And I'm not a fan of actual lash glue. I just always use the 99-cent hair bonding glue that you get at the beauty supply store, and that's what works for me. I put a little band on, kind of wave it around like you saw me do, let it dry just a tad, and then I start applying. And here is where it was like, this ain't gonna work in the camera. So I had to use the mirror. If you guys want to see like a eyelash tutorial, I'd be more than happy to make one. I just gotta figure something out. So anyways, I use tweezers. I place the eyelash on the middle of the lash. That's where I secure it. And then I kind of hit the edges. And if you can't tell, once those lashes go on, baby, I start feeling myself. Okay. So doing the same thing with the other eye. Just going to dab a little excess glue off. Fling it a couple of times for it to air dry. Or not air dry, but for the glue to get tacky. There we go. There we go. And then I am placing it on my lash. I think I had to make my way back to the mirror because it was not working out right here. Whew, I'm looking like a brand new person. I love it. And I obviously feel like it too. How? Oh yes, here it comes my favorite part of makeup. Doing a full face. This is a Lisa Frank brush, okay? There's no style number. I don't know where I got it. But it's like an angled brush, works perfect for my highlight. I love highlight. It's my favorite part. I'm going to be using the Milani palette, Stellar Lights. I use the gold one, just depending on the look I'm going for, and I want a super highlight, so I'm going to use that inside gold one. As you can see, it's a little more used than the other ones. It's my fave. Love, love, love a good highlighter. The only thing I would say I'm missing is like a powder, especially for me who has oily skin. But I just don't have a powder at the moment that I like to use, so I'm thugging it out. So I did this look without a powder to set everything in place, and that's fine. And that is how I got this look right here. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more beauty, inspiration, and small business videos.